Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. 3, 2, 1. And we're live. I think we're live. Are we live? I just ate a banana after I was complaining about bananas today. This is like I'm at 2.5 for bananas. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Fabulites. This is Angela, and I have got questions for you. What opens with Evelyn and Jen walking and talking and gossiping, and what ends with Evelyn crying, saying, I never thought it would end this way. That's actually not funny. But you guessed Basketball Wives Season 7, Episode 2. You're correct. Or, oh, you probably read it on the thumbnail too. I don't know if this show has any titles for the names of the episodes. But thank you for clicking on the video or jumping on the live to see how we get from opening to closing. I'm Angela. The channel is Be Fabulous You. And this is my recap review of Basketball Wives. Hey, yay. Thank you, Brother Yapo. So if you hear me do like this, it means I have a troll on the line. Hey, conscious of genocide. I need some moderators for the reviews, but I don't have no issues. I'm good. I got what I need. Okay. So first of all, Malaysia, Shaunie, Jackie, Jen, Tami, and Ev. The 6 of them are the only wives. So the other people, I'll dispatch them quickly and without mercy. Get out. Off with their heads. I don't even know what to do with the troll. I think you have the option of what you can ban them from the channel or something. I have to check the next time. Okay, so they're the only basketball wives. So the other people who are coming and going, they're not official. They're like friends of the show, I guess. Okay, so we see Evelyn and Jen. They're walking and talking. And Evelyn talks about Cece and her flirtations with young men at the gym. Just block them. Just block them. But you know, I don't think I can block people on the tablet. Oh, no, I can. When y'all come back on, I think I can block people. I think even I can moderate. I just can't add moderators on the tablet. I have to go on the computer. Blah, 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 blah. So they're gossiping, and they're talking about this woman and her reputation very casually, I might add. Okay, so then and tells Ev about Shaunie telling Tam about Ev. Hey, Frank. Hi, Frank G. About Ev making fun of Tam's work. Oh, of Tam's walk. Okay. And okay, wait, let me get where I am because I'm a little lost. I'm lost already, and I'm just on the first sentence of the first paragraph of the first page. Okay, so Evelyn is talking about Cece and her flirtations with young men at the gym. And they talk about the fact that the man that Cece is with is definitely not young, blah, 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 blah. And then Jenny tells Evelyn about Shaunie telling Tam about Ev making fun of, don't block me, I'm not a troll, no. About Tam. Okay, so wait a second. So basically Jen is giving Evelyn the heads up that Tam knows that you were making fun of her. That's what's going on. So, and then Jen tells Evelyn about the slick comment that Ev made about French Montana being a publicity stunt. And Ev is like, she needs to stop with the beer and the cigarettes and get with the vitamins. She looks old. I'm not going to make any comment on that. Okay, so then we see Jackie and Malaysia and Cece and Kristen. I wasn't quite sure who it is, but I think this Kristen is the same woman who we met first with Malaysia, who is the wife of Malaysia's cousin's son. So Malaysia's family people. I think this is the same woman we're going to be seeing all throughout. I think we got a couple new characters tonight, but I think we got one new character tonight, and then the other 2 women from last week, Cece and Kristen. So they're hanging out at a restaurant in Malaysia. friends are trying to figure out what happened at the Mardi Gras party in terms of why Jackie was upset and blah, 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 blah. And they talk about it. Cece lets us know that she's a registered nurse and that she had a medical spa. So basically, when a woman tells you that she's a registered nurse, it's not easy to get into nursing school and it's not easy to be a registered nurse. She is not a doctor, but as far as the nursing hierarchy goes, she's at the top of the hierarchy. So she ain't no dum-dum. That's what she's trying to let you know. I might have big boobies and I might play dumb, but I'm not no dum-dum. That's what she's trying to let you know. And she says that she had a medical spa. That's very important to her also. Kristen, we find out that she's the mommy of a 1-year-old, basically. I don't think we heard anything else about her career-wise. Cece pitches a spa party. Oh, we should have a spa party, blah, 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 blah. And she also lets them know that she teaches Polynesian dancing. I remember when I was taking belly dancing, a friend of mine was taking Polynesian dance. And what I really, really loved about my belly dance instructor is that she had been to Egypt several times, and she talked about the origins of belly dance in the context of African history. And so, I don't know, because people always, so anyway, but yeah, they're very similar. There are a lot of similarities, and that mastery of the isolation is something when people can do it. And it don't matter what you're like. It was amazing also to see the transformation when people would first come to the class, and then just like the gracefulness and like, I don't know, it's just it was like a positive transformation, but also just that there would be women of all different shapes and sizes who were just really, graceful and beautiful. It didn't seem to be a type of dance that discriminated against people based on body type. So I like that. Okay. So Cece, then Malaysia is like, oh, I want to see you move your hips, she says to Jackie. I don't know why anybody ever says anything remotely lewd to Jackie, because we know how Jackie is. And Jackie is like, I move my hips very well. I have 3 kids. Shaunie and Ev, we're at with Shaunie's house, and Ev is talking about her revenge body. Ev and her revenge body. And Shaunie says that Ev is doing everything right. And Shaunie is like, well, what happened with you and Carl? And Ev is like, I don't really know what happened. But dang, I'm missing. There's a whole conversation going on. So anyway, I'll have to read it on the recap if when I watch it again, because I can't get distracted. So, Ev is like, ends up talking about these 9 embryos that she has. She was working so hard, taking the drugs, getting the fertilization, and whatever it takes to get those 9 embryos, the scientific babies. And she has these 9 embryos, and she doesn't really know what to do with them, and she hasn't really thought about them. And she hasn't even had a conversation with the hey, Rowdy Chica, thank you guys for being moderators. She hasn't even had a conversation with the doctor. So we're at Tammy's with Reggie. She says she feels like he loves her. Reggie loves her. He loves all of her. And she says that she's in love. She didn't think she would be in love, but she's in love again. And Tam is telling Reg about Ev's impersonation of her. And Reggie says something that I thought was brilliant, but this is a theme that we actually saw. I haven't reviewed it yet, but on the Real Housewives of Potomac, I think they talk about it there. But Reg says, Evelyn must idolize you. She wants your hustle or something. That's why she's trying to mimic how you walk and be like you. I thought that was a brilliant spin. I thought that was a really smart move on his part, and I appreciated it. So then we see Tammy. Oh no, Tam is like, and Shaunie said that Shaunie's like, well, I have to tell you, disclaimer, I did laugh when she said it. And, Reggie is like, well, shoot, if it's funny, it's nothing wrong with laughing. And Tam is like, well, when I did my comedy show, which was funny, of course, to her, it's funny. She said that Shaunie did not laugh when I made the joke about, remember to hit the like button, guys. Shaunie did not laugh when I made the joke about her girl Evelyn. She was like showing her loyalty to Evelyn there. So this is the first time in the whole series, we're at season 7, that I don't recall ever seeing really any crack in. It seems like there might have been one time when I felt a little bit of crack with a crack in the relationship between Tami and Shaunie. Like I always feel like, Tami was like, well, Shawnee's the boss, so we gonna keep it cool. That's my girl. I'm not gonna fight with her. I'll fight with anybody else, but I'm not fighting with Shaunie. But I'm starting to feel like this season there might be, some stuff that comes up. So Tam is like, Shaunie was showing her loyalty to Ev, so I know where she stands. And then Tam is like, and Jen is back friends with Evelyn, but they were not friends. When they were not friends, Jen said a lot, and I wonder if her good friend Evelyn knows what she said about her. This is what I said was gonna happen. I said she had some dirt, and she gonna be ready to spill it. So that's that. And I had a problem with my note-taking ability, so I don't know how this is gonna go, but we're gonna try to make it work. We see Shaunie and her son Sharif, and he's her son's coach or trainer or something. I missed some of it, but I guess the child is going to UCLA. He playing basketball. She get to keep him at home, but he's on a good team. Something, I don't know. And Kristen is there, and I'm like, is this the same Kristen that was out with Melee? Y'all know I call Malaysia Melee because she don't really make much of a ruckus, but she could if she wanted to. She could be a Melee. And Jackie and Cece, and I think she is, and then Shaunie is like, I know Kristen can use a break from the kids, so she should come hang out with me and my friends, i.e. the cast, the basketball wives. So then we meet, this is a new character we're meeting. This is a woman called OJ. Now, this Kristen seems to be on the darker side, and this OJ seems to be on the darker side too. It's always really exciting to me to see people other than just light-skinned people on the TV when we see black folks. And this is Jackie's friend. She's a pro football player, and she works out at Jackie's gym. Now, the type of pro football that she plays, I don't know if there are different leagues, because I think that one of my in-laws played pro football, but I don't think she wore like booty shorts and boy shorts or whatever to play in bikinis, but I don't know. But they are very, the way they're playing, at least when we see them, it's a lot of exposure of their assets. Well, not all of their assets, but their physical assets. So Jackie is, she's of course turned on. We know that's her shtick. She's always turned on by everything. But yeah, as usual, by the butts and the breastises and the squatting and the touching and all of the going ons. We find out that OJ is dating a basketball player. Now he is an overseas player, but he's a player. So she's probably going to be, oh my gosh, speaking of which, so Sean, so anyway, I did it. I did it. I got prepared in advance, and when the opportunity came, I did it. Okay. So okay. For those who are watching on replay, you might not know we just had a troll on the line. Okay, so anyway, Jackie is okay. So anyway, and then Jackie, they're like, oh, OJ is like, yeah, you're fit, you can play football. And so Jackie plays and she runs. I don't really know what they're doing, but they run, and I guess she make a touchdown, and she's so excited, and it's cute. It's like Jackie has a nice personality, even though she's crazy. She's very personable. She's, oh, that's okay, because look, I was prepared. My finger game, that's how I got the real life troll off of me with these fingers. Fierce. Okay, so anyway. So it's fun to see. I like to see Jackie in her fun, playful, happy element. I'm crazy too, Sonya sees. Hey girl, hey. And then we have a vegan cooking class. Yay. Ev and Jen, and I guess Kristen is there. Jen is upset by the age of the folks at the party that she went to. She's like, do I have a sign on my head that says that I like old men? And it's like, girl, they just invited you to a party. It wasn't like anyway, I don't know why she took it so personal, or why she felt like it was a personal commentary on her at all. And Ev is gossiping about Cece, after they talk about Cece's, how big her breasts are, and whether it's a fresh, oh no, I don't know what to do, and whether it's a fresh, whether it's a fresh boob job or not. Um, whether, they have some conversation about the woman's breast. And then they go on to talk about Kristen. Um, they go on to talk about Kristen, about how Cece used to work in the gym and recruit men. And I guess I missed the part where they talked about she would recruit them to come to her spa for happy endings. Is that what they call it? Happy endings, because the other child called them happily ever afters. So Kristen is like, well, Cece needs to know that folks are assassinating her character. She like, I never heard that before. She kind of like laughs a little bit, sort of, kind of, but it's an awkward situation. But she like, Cece needs to know what's going on. So very quickly, this rumor starts moving through. We see a radio show with Shaunie and Ed. It's called the Red Pill Podcast. And they say something about TMZ. And then all of a sudden, I realize it's the young man who we saw having the discussion, the argument, the challengeation of Kanye West, about his commentary that, well, black folks were enslaved for 400 years, so it was a choice or whatever. So that's the young man. I guess he has this podcast, and I really didn't recognize him in this context. I saw the name. I feel like I remember somebody saying, well, Van is progressive, but yeah, so that's what happened. So he was interviewing them. Shaunie is like, she's going on the podcast, even though she gets nervous when she doesn't know what people are going to ask her. But since she's getting into the weed business and she needs, oh, he didn't say 400 years. What did he say? Whatever. Since she's getting into business, and she needs to keep, she needs to be able to promote her business. She needs to be out here so her name is fresh on people's minds. That's part of the promotion of her business. And then, they get to chit chatting or whatever, about her, and they talk about the fact that, well, you guys, Van asked them, well, you both dated professional, oh, we were not enslaved for 400 years. You both dated professional athletes, and, Ev, you've made a career of dating professional athletes. Do you expect them to be, loyal isn't really the right word, but do you expect them to cheat or not cheat? And Evelyn is like, oh yeah, I expect them to cheat. She said, well, in my last situation, I didn't expect him to cheat, but then he did some things. She expects them to cheat. She expects them to cheat. That's her expectation. And then Van is like, or do you, Van is like, well, if something was going down, if it was something serious going down, which of your exes would you call? If you could just make one phone call to one person, who would you call? And Shaunie is like, without hesitation, Shaq. She would call Shaq. And then Ev, like, after some hesitation, she's like, well, and then she's like, Chad Ocho Cinco. And she's like, I mean, everybody would come. I think they would all come. But that Chad, what did she say? If I called him tomorrow, Chad would come there barefoot, would come running barefoot. That's deep. That's deep. Um, and Van is like, did you give the ring back? And she is tempting fate by expecting them to cheat. Yeah, I think she just getting what she expected, and that's who she's dealing with, and whatever. I don't even, yeah. And Van is like, well, did you give the ring back? And Eva's like, everybody's always asking me that. And she's like, no, I have never given a ring back, because I am not the cause of the breakup. If I cheated, then I would give you the ring back. So I thought that was interesting. That sounded like a very clear, coherent rule to me. I guess I've heard different arguments, but I'm like, oh, okay. And that seems similar to the article I read the other day that was talking about with when people have the breakup arrangements, like the money that they pay when they break up with people. I think it was in Japan or China. Whoever is responsible for the breakup, they pay the money, if that's how most people work out. Then we see Jackie and Cece and Kristen, and they're at the Polynesian dancing class that Cece is running. It's really fun and cute to see them, dancing, and all the little costumes and stuff they're trying, or as they get more into the culture and what they're doing. And there's typical Jackie sex type commentary. Then they sit down after class and they're chatting. And I have Barbados Penny. So they chat, and they're like, hey, I met with Evelyn and Jen, and I heard that you had a side job. That's what Kristen is saying. And the child Cece is like, a side job? What do you mean a side job? And she's like, that you recruited men at the spa to go to at the gym to go to your medical spa for a happy ending. And Cece is upset, and she's like, I'm Filipino, like Pacquiao, the boxer, I guess. And she say, I go into the ring smiling and I come out swinging, or go into the ring smiling. So I guess he's like very personable. I don't know much about him. She says she feels that it's a character assassination, that she would be doing prostitution in her medical spa. And I guess I would assume that, like, in her being an Asian woman, that people will assume that, or whatever, that she does massages. She probably gets a lot of people who are like, so she's probably had to keep it very, very professional so that you don't get it twisted and confused. And then, when you're trying to recruit people for your business, you have to be friendly. So, I could see where, anyway. So we see Jackie and Tam Tam at the bar, and Jackie was mad. For like, Jackie said she was mad at Doug because she said Doug was on the part of the internet, and you can tell when you hear Jackie talking that she's not really a internet Facebook kind of person, because she's like, Doug was on the part of the internet where you could like people's pictures and stuff. It was like she didn't really know where he was, and like Facebook, where was it? Instagram, where was he at, ma'am? She doesn't know. And that Doug was liking a whole bunch of Tammy's photos or comments or whatever. And Tammy is like, look, girl, everybody know not to mess with that man. Ain't nobody trying to mess with that man. I'm trying to lock my man down. She's trying to get married. And she tells Jackie to help Reggie with his proposal if he asks. So the question I had the last time is like, did he propose? Did I miss something? Did I misunderstand? I don't even know. Like, they're talking marriage, but I guess he hasn't proposed. I guess they're just having pre-talks, I don't know what's going on, but she knows she's not engaged, and she trying to get somebody to help to coach the man to do it the right way. But she wants Jackie to be the coach, since Jackie has been married 21 years. Remember when the show first started, and that was Jackie's shtick, that they got married every year, and every year she tried to have a different theme. And, probably after like 2 or 3 years, we all got really tired of it, so she stopped doing it. But that, she was not letting that man get away. She was going to marry him and remarry him and marry him again. Keep him tied up. Hey, S. Wiseman. So he did not go nowhere. Doug don't want to go nowhere. If he did, he'd, since Jackie has, and then Malaysia arrives, and Jackie is into her usual, sex shenanigan talk, talking about the wine being a turn on and all of this other stuff. And then Melee tells Tam about Jen talking about, Melee tells Tam about Jim talking about Cece, saying everyone has had enough with it, with Jen's talking, Jenny. And then Jackie is like, Jen is going around telling folks Cece was recruiting men to her spa for a happy ending. And Malaysia is like, oh, we need to all get together and nip this in the bud. We need to squash this. This is family. Now, they can talk about this Cece all they want, but since Cece is attached to a man in my family, we can't have no bad reputation out here. That's where she goes immediately. Malaysia is meeting up with Cece and Christian, and Cece is like, what they are saying about happy endings is BS. Like, I am not out here prostituting. I'm not out here, doing none of that stuff. And then Cece is like, I didn't know whether to laugh. And Malaysia is like, it too. Oh, it's my cousin Byron's name that's on the line. And then Cece is like, my name is on the line. Oh, thank you. So I'll shut up, Day Day. Good night. It's a good episode. Um, so, Cece is like, my name is on the line. And I'm like, yeah, Malaysia's, how very patriarchal of you to not be concerned about the woman's reputation and the woman's business and everything, and only be concerned about the man's reputation when they talking badly about the woman. They ain't said nothing about the man. So anyway, some and then Malaysia's like, someone giving happily ever have happily ever afters, and then the other women are like, happy endings, and Malaysia's like, whatever. And we know Malaysia is not really dumb, but we know that Malaysia sometimes is like, her use of the language is kind of casual sometimes. So in comes Tam Tam and Jen, and the tension is really thick. And Tam Tam is like, hey, messy Jen, or whatever. And Jen is like, wait, why am I messy? I didn't mean to be messy. And Tam is like, when we were joking and talking on the phone, and I said, I need some love too before bed. And when I said, say hi to people, the people that I F with, and don't say hi to other people, you knew that was between us. And, in the interview, Tam is like, Jen has been around me long enough to know. Now, see, this is what I was saying about Tammy to me. Now, Jen is probably playing it too, but to me, Tammy is the kind of person who she would stress me out. I would not like hanging around her, I don't think, because I wouldn't, I don't know. I'd just be like, I ain't saying nothing because I don't want to be out here fighting and arguing and fussing and carrying on. But she's like, she's known me long enough to know what I meant. And I'm like, I don't know if I could know what you meant, but plus she's grown and she knows when to keep her mouth shut and when to open it. And then Jackie is kind of like, hey, John, condolences. And then Jackie is kind of like, we're here to talk about Jen's making rumors about Cece. So, are you done yet, Tam Tam? That's basically what where Jackie is, and then Tam Tam is basically done, and Jen is like, okay, when to Tam, like, okay, like I don't want to fight and argue with you, and then to everybody, Jen is like, hey, like, woo. Okay, that tension is over with. And then Christian is like, well, the conversation that we had the other day about Cece, I've told Cece about it. And so then she knows, she knows what's going on. And Jen is like, oh, okay. And she's like, and Cece is like, I just wanted to get to the bottom of it. And Jen is like saying in her interview, like, oh, okay, so all eyes are on me. And all eyes are on me. Evelyn was there the whole time, but okay, I can handle it alone. Because basically, I think Evelyn is the one that started the rumor, but I don't know. I can't remember. And then Cece is like, again, I was a nurse and I had a medical spa, and my reputation is important. And Jen is like, I just took it like a joke. I mean, it's funny. You're a hoe. Like, what kind of joke is that? And so Malaysia is like, if you solicit folks from one place to another place for an ejaculation, then that's prostitution. That's not a joke, sis. And then in the interview, there's like kind of some talk about the fact that Cece doesn't seem to be upset enough. People accusing you of prostitution. You supposed to be mad. You supposed to be swinging. You supposed to be yelling and screaming, throwing glasses, kicking tables, whatever. And she might just be, I don't know how I would react if somebody accused me of being, out here engaged in, I'd probably be like, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be yelling and screaming. So see, that's what I'm trying to explain to you, Sonia. Sees the 1800 is where it's at. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so and then Tam is like, well, basically, and Cece is like, my reputation is on the line. And then Tam is like, okay, well, I'm gone, because she already said what she had to say. She wants to get things. She like, I gotta go. I got things to do. I don't want to be hanging out with you. And then Jen follows Tam, and she's like, I just repeated what I heard. I mean, I didn't say it was true. And then Tammy is like, you really don't need to be the bone carrier. And Jen is like, I don't want to be around a homewrecker though. And Tam is like, you're already around a homewrecker. You're your girl Ev. So what is your issue? And don't be touching me, because by now Jen is holding on to her arms, and Tam is like, don't touch my arms because I'm going to start feeling constrained, and then I'm going to start swinging on you. And I'm kind of like, oh my gosh. And I'm gonna have to fight on you. And then they kind of break up. You were born a fool or a yapo. And then we see Ev at the doctor's office, and so there's like tension between, it's kind of like Jen can tell that Tam feels like she done picked sides, and it's a wrap for them. She's gonna have to make up for it. And then we see Evelyn at the doctor. She's talking about the embryos, and how she and Carl are basically never getting back together. Hard work, years and hard work and dedication to get to this point of foolishness, I imagine. I don't know. And so then she says that they're never going to get back together, Ev and Carl. And the doctor talks about how hard Evelyn worked to get pregnant, and the shots, and the how dedicated she was to the process, and all she went through physically and emotionally to get the embryos. And then Ev is crying, and then they talk about whether she would consider adoption for the embryos, and I'm like, doesn't the father have to consent to that? I don't really know how it works, but it's just kind of like, oh my gosh, it's kind of intense. And then Evelyn is crying, and she's like, I just didn't think it would end like this. And I don't know, I didn't necessarily think it was funny, that there are those embryos that have been created. It's sort of like weird because it's like life. And I didn't think it was funny that her relationship ended. But I did think last season, when she was trying so hard to get artificially inseminated, and I'm like, I thought her relationship was basically over. It doesn't seem like you'd be trying and working that hard to have, to create a baby in a relationship that seemed like it was kind of rocky, except that, the babies bring her money. So I don't know. So that's why I was being silly at the beginning. Why would your man deal with those psycho chicks? Look, ain't all of y'all. Why would any man deal with those psycho chicks? I don't know, but I think it's a fascinating thing. So that's it. I like the new women so far. I think it's fascinating why people choose to deal with the people that they choose to deal with. And I know a lot of men are like, they kind of like, cuckoo crazy, like, maybe it's like, it means it's better, say, I don't know, but a lot of men are attracted to women that, they think or know or suspect, are a little crazy, like there's something exciting about it. I've heard a lot of people say, crazy people make me nervous personally. And they say women the same thing, like, why women always like the bad boys. I don't, they complain about it though. Yeah, but it's a love-hate relationship. But women, some people say that women do the same thing, like they go after the bad boys and then they complain, oh, he doesn't treat me right, he doesn't this, he doesn't that. Maybe in my 20s or 30s. Now I will run in the other direction, not walk, run. Yeah, so but yeah, I think it's amazing, the choices that people make with relationships. I think it's amazing that people are like, it's just so casual in who they deal with, because there can be like big consequences, like children, like, but then you're dealing with people that you don't know, and then you connected to them for forever, and it's just like, it's intense. But I think it's also interesting that, like, in your 20s and your 30s, some people say your brain don't even finish developing properly until 21, 25. So you can reproduce way earlier than that. So you out here making choices and decisions that have serious consequences. You got the equipment, so yeah. And also, I think that there is an art and a skill, to, relating with people. And I think somebody, especially like Evelyn, I think that I'm really curious about, she seems to have the skill, the art. These are things you just won't understand until you're at least 28 years old. Do you want to come to my birthday party? As I said before, it's not about finding the one person who will make you happy. It's about avoiding the millions who will make your life a living hell. The review is over. So don't laugh at him. Don't laugh at that foolishness. We have to stop that. We have to stop. We have to stop entertaining these negative relationship comments, because we talking about black love and positive, productive, and building. It's like picking between skinny jeans or saggy pants. You queens have to find some middle ground. Oh, the kings don't have to find middle ground, just the queens. That's what I've been doing at Yapo. Shoot, I was born. I've always been the sober kid. I think black love is awesome. I was never, when I was a kid, I liked to party, but I was never a drinker. Y28, LOL. Hey, Rashida, Libra. I wish I was black. One middle ground. Yeah. I've always been a sober kid. Have a good night, people. Good night, Rowdy Chica. Thank you for coming on and moderating. Hee hee hee. LOL. Hee. LOL. So I never was try telling our kindred brethren that. Good night, mods. Sweetness is my weakness. Sweetness is my weakness. Yeah. I don't know, I think it's like a delicate, but I think anything, there's like, it's chemistry, it's like finding the right chemistry, the right balance, the right mix for you. Sour is my power. That's probably your problem. Yeah. It's finding the right, because some people, I know I've had some people who get on my nerves, but I don't like mean people, but I don't like, I like, you got to find that right mix, yeah. Like, I feel like I ain't no weak person. I can't deal with no, weak person. But I'm not a mean person. I can't deal with no mean person either. So, yeah, that was Basketball Wives. And I think about like Shaunie and like finding out that the man is cheating on her, and her keying up his car and driving down the street. Like he's driving his car and she's driving next to him and yelling out the window, "He's a cheater. How do you feel?" And I'm just like, wow, I don't know if maybe in my old age, I'll have like crazy, wild relationships where I'm like out on the streets yelling and kicking and screaming. But that just seems so like, I just can't imagine that in real life. Like that's a real person doing that, like in real life, not on a TV show. That's intense. I'm not looking no more. I'm good. I'm all alone with my cat, cleaning the litter, eating my cheese sandwich. And I think I'm going to, with the litter box, I think I'm going to be, if I'm an old single lady, I always imagine myself to be the old single lady. The ladies you see at the old folks home who have boyfriends and date and marry and all of that other stuff. I always figure that's going to be me. Like, I don't know if I think I'm like too much of a, I just can't see myself being like, oh, I'm just going to be with my dog. Like, I don't know. That's just, I don't know. But I also can't see myself out here yelling and screaming. I refuse to end up being an old single lady. But I figure if I'm not married, I'm going to, that's white people-ish. What, being an old single lady? Or dating? Is it white people stuff to date when you old? I know people who are, I'm kidding, girl. I'm ready to ride. Oh, okay. Good. Because I love with your dog. Are dogs white people? Have you ever heard of Impu? Wasn't Impu a dog back in the ancient Egyptian times? Yeah. And then, yeah, anyway. Okay. We should have like a dating clinic. I wonder, True Royal said she was going to have a relationship chat. We should have like dating and relationship chats. You're excellent at that, Yapo. Oh, Lord. So, Rashid or Libra, have I met you before? I don't remember seeing your name on the chat. I still chase women. The problem is when I catch them, I've forgotten what to do with them. Have I seen you on the chat before? I don't remember. I don't recall. But I know sometimes I forget. So if I forgot, blame it on my head. You know I'm a senior citizen. I can't remember everything. Yeah, I've been here, girl. See, I just old age. Hey. Yeah. You and all of these one-liners, Yapo. One after another. So it's all good. Okay, good. You're not mad at me. Sometimes people get upset. It's no, you know. All right. Well, I'm about to go watch. I think I only have like 5 or 10 minutes left of Potomac, so I'm gonna go watch that. And I don't know if I'm gonna get to it tonight. I hope to, because I like to. You probably running in the wrong direction with that cockeye. He said he catch him. He just don't know what to do. Dang, I keep meaning to ask my cousin. Okay. Bella sees coons. I didn't even see that one. Telling our kindred brethren what? I'm middle ground. Some of this stuff, I guess, is just a commentary on the commentary. So you have to listen and watch it at the same time. Oh. Okay. All right. That's what I got. I'm finished half-butted chit-chatting. I ain't really saying nothing. I don't have my theme song with me. I have to try to remember to bring my theme song with me. So go out and enjoy the rest of your evening, your day, all of that other stuff. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, and be you, be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Oh, that's sweet. That's very sweet. You're going to make me blush. Black love, peace, fam. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. All right, I don't see any comments. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Her head is big enough already, y'all, but my head is small. And you can't spoil me too much. I mean, people who always try to say I'm spoiled. Please. Oh.